Hi everyone, welcome to Best Recapped Movies channel. Today we want to speak about movie that called The Italian Job. The story is about a group of professional thieves who go to Italy for a big robbery, but are faced with the betrayal of one of the team members. Please subscribe to our channel. In the beginning, we see that John, who is a professional thief with a long history, plans to do one last big heist in Venice. He informs his daughter Stella. Charlie is John's accomplice and mastermind of a robbery in Venice. Charlie and John are very optimistic about success, because they have planned all the details in advance. Then we get to know the other members of the group. Rob, Left Ear, Lyle, and Steve. Steve unlocks a door and enters a room. He informs Charlie that family members leave the house at 8:30 a.m. to do their daily chores, and they have 45 minutes to steal. Also, Steve has hired some cleaners to help the team. But John doesn't trust them and says he trusts humans, but he doesn't trust the devil inside them. The team members go to the tunnel under the building. John asks Steve if his men are in position. Steve says they are reliable and will step into the situation. Then they start the robbery. With Lyle's help, Steve and Left Ear paint the ceiling in a specific location. Then, with a simultaneous explosion, they steal the safe. Rob and Lyle put the safe in the boat and escape. Security forces are chasing them. At this moment, we find out that the real safe is under the sea and Charlie and John are opening it. Rob manages to escape from the security forces with the help of Steve's men. John and Charlie open the safe door. The safe is full of gold bars. They take the gold and leave the place. Sometime later, the team members gather in Austria to celebrate. They have stolen $35 million of gold. John thanks Charlie for his perfect plan. They are very happy and everyone talks about their plans for the future. Steve says he will buy everything the other members want. Then when they want to return, a car blocks their way on a bridge. At this moment, Steve puts his gun on Rob's head. Steve's men steal the gold. John threatens Steve that they will find him. Steve shoots John. Rob quickly drives the car into the sea and they manage to escape. They survive underwater with the help of oxygen capsules. And they send John's body on the water so that Steve thinks they are all dead. 1 year later, we see Stella opening a safe. She works for the police. Stella is a professional safe technician. She returns to her office. She has a small and powerful mini miner and is a very professional driver. Charlie is there to meet Stella. Stella blames Charlie for her father's death. Charlie explains that he was able to find Steve in Los Angeles by tracking bullion sales. Steve keeps his assets in a high-security safe. So Charlie says he needs Stella for this because he's looking for people he can trust. Stella disagrees and says that she is not a thief. Charlie says it's not a robbery and he's doing it for John. Stella thinks for a while at night and decides to cooperate with Charlie. She tells Charlie that Steve took his father away from her, so she wants to take his gold from him. Rob is worried about Stella because she is not a soldier and is emotional. But Charlie explains that Stella has high motivation and skill for this work. Charlie and Stella go to the meeting place with the team members. Lyle is a computer genius, left ear specialist in destruction and explosion. He lost his right ear when he was 10 years old because of vandalizing the toilet. And Rob, a professional driver and expert in evading the police. And Charlie, who has been an expert in designing theft plans since he was a child. The Left Ear brought them a special phone and a fake ID card. They start planning. Lyle is obliged to wiretapping Steve's phone. Stella says it takes 5 minutes to open the safe. Rob says 5 minutes is a little time for this job and it's different from working for the police. They go to Steve's place to get the information they need. Rob goes to the track to get the travel time from Steve's house to the train station. Charlie and Lyle look for a way to use special cameras. Left Ear works on destroying the entrance. Rob says that if all the lights are green along the route, he can complete the route in 14 minutes. Then they want Lyle to turn the lights green along the way by hacking them. Steve goes to a jeweler who buys the ingots from him. He always sells some of the ingots to him. because it is not possible to sell all the ingots at the same time. On the ingots, there is a special design. Charlie and his team monitor Steve's every move. Charlie plans to cut the TV cable in Steve's house so they can get Stella into his house as a repairman and get a video map of his house. Rob and Lyle go to get clothes and cars for a repairman. Lyle takes a picture of her name and clothes. Rob manages to seduce a woman, and after he sleeps with her, he restores her car key. So Stella goes to Steve's house with a car and special clothes. Left ear disconnects the cable. Steve asks the guard to call to fix the cable. Lyle listens to the call and realizes that the repairman will be there for Thursday. After hanging up, Charlie calls the guard and claims to be calling from the repair company. And he says that there is a workforce near their location that he can dispatch. They install a tiny camera on Stella's dress so she can record footage of Steve's home. Stella enters Steve's house. She meets Steve and they go into the house. Stella tries to visit the whole house with different questions. They realize that Steve bought all the things they wanted to buy with their money. The left ear connects the cable in coordination with Stella. Steve likes Stella, so he invites her for dinner, but Stella refuses. Steve insists and Stella agrees. So Charlie plans to break into the house and steal the gold while Steve is out with Stella for dinner. They are planning to get the safe out of Steve's house. The safe is heavy, so it needs a means to move it. After measuring the width of the corridor, they decide to use Stella's car for this task. But the height of the Stella car is too low to carry such a weight. So Rob's repairman friend, whose name is Wrench, helps them make changes to Stella's car. At the same time, Lyle starts hacking streetlights. Left ear is working on destroying the entrance. And Wrench makes Stella's car resistant. They design 3 similar mini miners. Steve goes to the goldsmith to sell more ingots. Then he realizes that the goldsmith knows their source from the design of the ingots. So he kills him. But when he is about to leave, he notices through the CCTV cameras that someone is entering the jewelry store. The man named Mashkoff, who is the jeweler's cousin, finds out that he was killed. Charlie and Left Ear go to a big gangster named Skinny Pete to buy explosives. Skinny Pete hears the rumors about the ingots and asks Charlie about it. Mashkoff finds a man who has information about his cousin's death. The man tells him that Skinny Pete asked him about the ingots, and he replies that he saw some of them at the jewelry store. Mashkoff goes to Skinny Pete with his men to find out what happened. By listening to Steve's phone, Lyle finds out that he has reserved a table for 8 p.m. So they coordinate to execute the plan. Steve leaves the house. So the team members go to his house, but Steve's neighbor is having a party, so they cannot execute the plan. So Stella quickly goes to the meeting place with Steve. Stella says a sentence that her father always said. "I trust people, but I don't trust the devil inside them." Then Steve realizes that she is John's daughter. Stella, whose identity has been revealed, informs the team members. Charlie talks to Steve and tells him that he has to return the gold. Steve says he has sold all the ingots and only 2 are left. Charlie punches him and says the game is not over and he will take them back. The next day, Lyle finds out that Steve is planning to run away. Steve requested a helicopter for 4 p.m. A bulletproof truck with security guards will take the safe to the airport for a cargo plane to take the safe to Mexico City at 8 p.m. With Lyle's help, they plan to drive the truck to a place where they can steal the safe. At this moment, Skinny Pete calls Charlie and says that Mashkoff is going to kill him because he considers him the murderer of his cousin. Skinny Pete tells Mashkoff that Charlie is the only one who knows about the ingots. Charlie asks him for a favor. Charlie also asks Wrench to join them for this mission. Left ear bombs under a bridge. All members in the group are placed in their positions. Steve leaves the house with a helicopter. Rob notices that 3 trucks with some motorbikes are carrying the safe. They don't know which truck carries the safe. So Lyle measures the height of the trucks with the help of street cameras and recognizes the right truck. By manipulating the traffic lights, Lyle forces the truck to enter another lane. Charlie, Stella and Rob then go to the designated location through the subway tunnel, out of the street traffic. With the wrench sign, Left Ear explodes the bomb. The truck falls into the subway tunnel. Wrench covers the created hole with a large lid. Rob stunned the truck occupants with a grenade. The team members open the truck door, but they find out that Steve has changed the model of the safe. Steve asks his riders to go to the subway tunnel. Stella starts opening the safe, which is very secure. She manages to open the door of the safe. They start emptying the safe. The bikers reach the team members and chase them. Rob stops one of them. They exit the tunnel. Rob stops the other motorcyclist. Steve chases them with a helicopter. Rob and Stella go to the train station. Charlie takes Steve with him. Charlie enters a parking lot. Steve also enters. Steve blocks Charlie's way, but Charlie manages to escape. Steve steals a car in the parking lot and chases after Charlie. All 3 cars are placed in the train carriage. Steve finds out where the cars are. The team members leave the wagon. Steve bribes Wrench with $5,000 to open the wagon door for him. Wrench opens the door, but Charlie is there. Steve takes out his gun. At this moment, Mashkoff's men arrive and arrest Steve. Charlie traded some of the gold with Mashkoff. Stella punches Steve in the face and Mashkoff's men take him away. They celebrate and leave the city. Rob buys an Aston Martin. Left Ear builds a large library in a luxurious house. Lyle buys a powerful sound system that can undress women. And Charlie and Stella go to Venice and get married. And the story ends here. If you enjoy this video, please like the video and subscribe to our channel.